Alright, so I was gonna do some stuff today, some other stuff. I was gonna mow the lawn, but it started raining, so I decided, let's do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier list. I can't record Master Duels, let's try something else Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. And this is my third time trying to do this. Because I take too goddamn long on this. I try to explain everything. There's like 50 billion things here. Look at all this. I cannot do this if I'm explaining every single reason I have for all these cards. It's not possible. I need to speed through this. And because the past thing I did, it was like 20 minutes already, and I did like 5 archetypes. Like, I need to make sure that if I put these things up here, they go up right away, okay? Whatever. So this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Alignment chart. I changed the things to cool and fun is S tier, which means it's pretty self-explanatory. These ones are pretty self-explanatory. These ones, whatever is okay, whatever is the archetype, as I don't really know what the archetype is like. I know a little bit about it, but they never really interested me enough to actually try to learn what they're like. And boring is, I know what the archetype is like. I know the basic idea. They just don't interest me. I just don't really care about them. As you can see, these are supposed to be in alphabetical order, but they are not anymore because this is, as I said, my third time trying to do this, and I just put them back. So let's start with some things in S tier. Insects, I love these guys. The giant ballpark. They let you use normal monsters. It's fantastic. Nordics, I like this. I like the style of them. The play style is kind of basic. Crystal beasts, fun, cool, like them. Cyber dragons, I don't like just big scary dragons. They're kind of boring. It's just pretty straightforward. There's no like. I like goofy, like silly stuff. That's the type of stuff I like. So when it's just like, here's a big scary dragon, it's like, wow, I don't care. Blue Eyes falls in the same category. It's just big scary dragon. Doesn't really interest me that much. While other big scary dragons, I do like the gun style. And some of the play style is pretty cool, so I'll just put them in cool. Burning Abyss, they're meta in Duel Links right now, and they're kind of annoying, so I'm going to put them in whatever. I do not know what this is. I genuinely could not tell you what this is. I do not know. Like, some of these have weird representative cards. I cannot tell you what they are supposed to be. Dragon Maids, I don't really care for some of the waifu stuff. They are boring. I kind of know what they do. I just don't really care. Let's see. Earthbound Immortals. They are... let's say they're cool for now. Let's see. Black Wings, they're kind of boring. Arcana Force, they're fun. Let's see. Battle Guards. Do they even really count? Do Battle Guards count as an archetype? There's like a few cards. They're an archetype in the anime. They have like a bunch of anime cards, but none of them are really real. Like, there's a few real cards. There's like, what is like Battle Guard King? Like, that's like the only thing that ties them together. I'd say they are, they're cool. I like them. Chem Critters. Chem Critters are they're like the poster boy for the fun category. They are, I like Gemini monsters, and the Chem Critter field spell is the greatest ever. Fortune Fairies. Fortune Fairies are S tier. They are fun, they are cute, and I like them. Viacroids, they are cool. And I love the Viacroid style so much, but the play style is pretty basic. Gen X. Gen X hold a special place in my heart. S tier. Let's see, Chronomaly. Fuck. Do I put them in S? I'm gonna put too many things in S tier. I like too many. I like too many cards. I'd say they're cool. Yeah, they're just cool. Deskbots. Deskbots are. I'd say they are fun. They're fun. Does Great Maju count? Does this count? Are you talking about the actual tribute cards, or are you just talking about like the banished guy? I don't know. Some of these are weird. Some of these are very weird. Like where is it? Like Celtic Guardian. There's like 3 cards for this series, and one of them is a part of a different archetype. One of them is a Noble Knight. I like Celtic Guards. I like this. I like those classic Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. I'd say they're cool. They need more cards though. That's barely an archetype. Level monsters. Let's see. They're fun. The archetype sucks. Allure Queens suck. They're terrible. They're like I tried to play Allure Queens. They are not good. Like, I don't know how to get them to work. They are not good. I like them though. I think the idea is fun. They're like Battle Guards, where they have an archetype in the anime. Like that one character in Vrains used them as an archetype. We don't even get to see what she did with them. We get to see like the end part of the duel with her and I can't say who it's with because that's a big spoiler, but... And I can't say who the character is, but you know what I mean. There's a big duel with a character who uses the Lure Queens, and we don't get to see any of it, but she gets like a very, very strong monster on the field, and it's pretty cool, and we're not going to get any of those cards. See, Timaeus. Timaeus is, I'm going to be honest, the rest here. I like the Eye of Timaeus, the Claw of Hermos, and what's the other guy? Kratos, like the Claw of Kratos. You know what I mean. A lot of those cards, they're very cool in theory, and I think they're great. I think the extra deck cards are fun, even if they're not that good. And the actual like boss monsters are very cool. Trains are S tier. I love trains. Trains are fantastic. Worms. S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Love them so much. Dream Mirrors are fun. They're not good, but they're fun. Same with BES. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, let's just say they're fun for now. I really like BES, but yeah, they're fun. Let's see, Cybers. I like Link Climbing. I have a deck that uses quite a bit of Cybers. I will say they are cool. They're missing some. I feel like they're missing some archetypes that I like. I couldn't tell you what they are at the top of my head, but I know I was thinking about them at some point, and I forgot what they were. There's some that are weird that they're here, and some that I feel like should be here. I couldn't tell you what they are, though. Symphonics. They are... I'd say they're cool. Some of the archetype... I've tried using them in Master Duel. And some bits of the archetype in terms of all the like the copying stuff from the graveyard, I've never really figured out how to get much use out of that. But as like a pendulum synchro archetype, that is pretty cool. These guys, fun. I love these guys. They're so goofy. They're trash, and I love them. Destoy, they're fun. They're pretty cool. Like them. Ignites are kind of boring. I don't hate Ignites. They're just kind of like I don't know. They don't really interest me that much. I think aren't they based on like an anime or something? And I feel like there's some like thing to them that I don't know. I don't know if I get it. Tunes. They're the best. Everyone loves tunes. Everyone loves tunes. How could you not like tunes? Amazonas are fun. They're fun as hell. Element Sabers are fun. That was like one of the first decks I made in Master Duel. Next, Gen X was the first though. Gen X was like I beelined to making a Gen X deck. Phantom Knights. Kind of boring. Too meta for me. I don't play meta. It's weird. I'm really weird like that. Not quirky weird, just like annoying weird. Roll Mages, they're kind of boring. They're kind of like they are like Ignites. They're not really my thing. Like I think they're kind of fun. I don't know. They don't really hold my attention though. I don't really know enough about Marine Sex. I don't really know enough about them. Like all I know about them is, you know, they're a Link archetype and you maintain hand advantage while going through your monsters. Because they require you to have a bunch of monsters in your hand or something like that. Spiritual Beasts. I know how they work. They just, never really interested me. Now, what about some whatever categories? Cards I kind of know about, but I never really got interested in. Evil Eyes. Yeah, I'd say they fit there. I don't really know enough about them. What else? Yeah, it must be a Demion. I never really got interested in them. Too much reading. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to read. I'm not too good at it. These cards, these are definitely whatever. I never really got too interested in them to learn what they're about. They are, what are they? Infernoble? No, something like that. I forgot what they're called. In something. Summoned Skull. Wait, what? Summoned Skull? But they're Archfiends. Summoned Skull is just an Archfiend. Why is it separate? Why is it separate? Summoned Skull is an the Archfiends and Summoned Skull, they're the same. That's the same archetype. They're together. They're together. Whatever. That would be like separating Edge Imps and Fluffles. Like, why would you do that? G? Oh, Gladiator? Is that Gladiator Beasts? I'd say they are, they're fun. Played them a little bit. Wait, what? But you already have trains up there. Why are there trains again? Why do you have trains twice? Huh? This is just trains. This is trains. Why is this here? Why is this here? Isn't it like coach trainers and stuff? Is that really an archetype? Don't they have like 2 cards that are main deck monsters? Monarchs. I don't know. They ain't really interested me. So they're kind of whatever. I know they're a tribute archetype, but I don't know, for some reason they just never really interested me. I cannot tell you why. Like, I actually like tribute archetypes. I just don't know why they never really got my attention. Super defense robots. They are... Yeah, they're cool. What is this? Light pulsar? Kind of that... What is this? I don't know. Assault mode's kind of whatever. Yeah. But that being said, Dust-Ons. Dust-Ons are... they are... where do I put them? They are... They're fun. Maybe they're cool. I don't know. I never really played them though. I kind of know what they do. Let's just say they're cool. Formula athletes are fun. Fableds are kind of they're kind of whatever. Guy is just kind of boring. Dragon lords. Big scary dragons. I think I've already said how I feel about them. Amadolce. They really interested me for some reason. They are kind of whatever. I don't really know enough about them, but I never really cared to learn about them. Is this Infinitrack? What is this? Must be. Yeah, they're just also kind of whatever. I've really learned enough about them. Gem Knights, kind of boring. There's Fusion. I don't know. Never really cared for them. Noble Knights, kind of boring. Necrofear isn't. Necrofear is none. Does it, huh? I mean, okay. Is Necrofear an archetype? Is Necrofear an archetype? I don't know if it is. I mean, I guess there's like all those cards, all the Bakura cards that came out. Like the retrains of his card. But is that like an archetype? Or is it just like generic Fiend support? I like Necrofear. I would say that is S tier. Necrofear is cool. Bakura had cool cards. Spirals are whatever. Never really got around to learning them. Never really interested me. I don't know what this is. Is Bounce... Okay, Bouncers have like 3 cards, don't they? Kind of boring. They're like actually just boring. There's not anything you do with them. I don't know what that is. Heralds are... They're kind of whatever. Alright, I just got back. I just finished editing the previous part and we are already back. I also got some was like traditional African coffee juice. We're gonna get that a quick sip. See how that ranks on the tier list too. Fuck, that's good. It's really good. S tier. It's Jaja. Jajja. It's pretty good. Recommend it. I've only tried one. This is the first time I've ever had this stuff, but yeah, it's pretty good. Cyber ogres are cool, but they're barely an archetype. They have like there's Cyber Ogre, there's Cyber Ogre 2, and then there's Byroad Sacrifice, which is like, what is it, like when a monster is destroyed by battle, you special summon a Cyber Ogre from your hand or something like that. There's not really much to it. That was like the thing the principal of the Duel Academy used in GX. But it's not really much of an archetype. Is this, what is it, Synchrons? Synchrons are pretty cool. Synchrons, I haven't really played pure Synchrons though. Okay, I didn't mention this in this recording, but so I have a USB mic, and I'm using this on a laptop. And the laptop only has one USB port. And I also have a USB mouse and keyboard. So if I choose to use the microphone, I cannot use my mouse and keyboard. I have to use this shitty like touchpad thing on my laptop, and it sucks. It's such a goddamn pain in the ass to use. I love psychics. I have a psychic deck in real life, and I love it. It's amazing. Where was I again? Which one was I about to choose? I was about to choose something. Which one was it? Synchrons. They're cool. Should I say they're cool? I don't know. I've never really used them. I'll just say they're whatever, because I've never actually gotten around to using them. So it feels like it's kind of weird to say that something's cool if I don't know anything about them. Aside from, I know a little bit of basics about them, but I've never played like one of the modern synchro, like Synchron archetypes. Also, I noticed when recording or editing that this is, which one? Where was it? This is probably not Cybers. This is probably Code Talker. Because there's actually like a Code Talker like deck. They have like main deck monsters. That's probably exactly what that is. Hey, here's a question I have. Here's one of the archetypes that I was kind of confused on whether or not they'd have. Where is it? LMN. So Mayakashi. Do they have... They do not. They do not have Maliciverous. Which, again, Maliciverous is not much of an archetype. It's like 3 monsters. However, it's more of an archetype than like Inmado. Which, again, I like Inmado. Inmado is... They're cool. Mouse was really weird selecting that. That was really weird. This is the Karibo archetype. I don't really know enough about them. I'd say they're kind of whatever. I really like Karibo, but I don't know if I could specifically say that like they're amazing because I own some of the Karibo cards. I've just never really figured out how to use them. Witchcrafters are kind of whatever. Never really got around to learning them. Abyss Actors, well, I like the looks of Abyss Actors. The style of them just kind of being floaters never really interested me. Metaphiz are fun. I love Gate Guardian. I think Gate Guardian's awesome. They need more cards. This fat bastard right here has nothing. Nothing. And they're probably never going to give him anything. That's sad. Has anyone ever used incantations as a pure archetype? Anyone ever? Anyone ever? This is an engine right here. This is a ritual engine. Like, yeah, they're a full archetype. But, okay, because I've used them as an engine. I used them in the NR Fest. Do they count as... Like, can I say that I'm a fan of the archetype? Sure, whatever. I've kind of used the cards. I've never used the pure archetype. I don't know if there's any specific strategy to them. Vampires. I like Vampire Lord. I don't know what the modern stuff does. I'll just say they're fun. What is this? Oh, Magical Musketeers. I don't care. Don't know anything about them. I don't really care. I don't know what this is. I first thought this was Cybers, but I don't know. Mist Valley. Mist Valley is fun. Mist Valley is fun as hell. Like all the cards that return to your hand and special summon, I love those cards. I use them a lot in Duel Links. Yubel. Yubel is great. S tier. These are Charmers, right? Charmers are fun. I own a Charmer deck in real life. They are fun. Super Heavy Samurai. Choju Musha. S tier. I also own Super Heavy Samurais in real life. They are great. Rose Dragons never really interested me. And now they're like super popular in Duel Links. They're like the meta deck right now. Now that I've seen them, I just don't really care. They're kind of boring. Goblins. Goblins are cool. There's not really much to them to connect them, but I like the cards that we do have. I do not know who this girl is. You go right there. Hunders. Hunders are fun. Oh, it's Parshath. Parshath, and I guess does that just count as counter fairies? Does counter fairies just fall under this category? I would say counter fairies are fun. Try to see if I can put some stuff in the cool category. Valkyries are cool. Ally of Justice is cool. I genuinely do not know what this is. Something that starts with a K apparently, but Jirax are kind of boring. I'm guessing, so this is level monsters right here. And we already have armed dragons somewhere up here. And we already went through Allure Queens, which are also a level archetype. Why is levels separate? So this is like Ultimate Insect and what is it, like? I'm guessing Silent Swordsman is probably separate, right? Like Silent Swordsman, Silent Magician, those are separate, I'm guessing. They're not? They're not separate. So for some reason, Allure Queens get their own category, but like Silent Magician, Silent Swordsman, and like Ultimate Insect and all those cards, they do not. I mean, I guess I like levels. They're kind of fun. Pajamas are S tier. We could all agree on that. I don't think anyone would ever have any questions about that. Ojama is S tier. It was the best decision Konami ever made. Time Lords are cool. I think what is this? Time Thief? Never learned them. They're kind of whatever. Crusadia, whatever. Don't really know anything about them. Never really cared. Buster Bladers, they're kind of boring. Never really interested me. Dark Lords are kind of... I've played a little bit of them. I don't remember much about them. I'd say they're kind of boring. Intameto. Performer Pals are... yeah, they're cool and fun. I like Performer Pals. Odd Eyes probably goes in the same category. They kind of go together, though. You can play them separate. You can definitely play them separate, but they're pretty tightly knit together. It's a pretty close-knit archetype. Wind Witches, I don't really know anything about them. I watched them in... You know, I saw them in Arc 5. I didn't really learn much about it. All I know is they synchro summon, that's it. Raid Raptors never really interested me. Say they're boring. Guardians are cool. Not that good, and they're very awkward. Okay, the way Guardians work is each monster has its own like equip spell that goes along with it, and they cannot be normal summoned unless you have a monster equipped with that equip spell, or unless the equip spell is face up on your field, and then they can only be normal summoned. It feels like they need to be like, it feels like they need to be able to be special summoned if you have the equip spell. Otherwise, it's like normal summon a monster, equip the spell, and then wait until your next turn to normal summon the other monster, which doesn't really do that much anyways. Though, Aetos is good. Aetos is really good. This is just a really easy special summon. Just if you don't have any monsters in your graveyard, you special summon this card. It's like really good going first. It's not like crazy meta or anything like that, but it's a really good card. It definitely is the best in the Guardian archetype. Luna Lights, never really cared for them. Yeah, let's just say they're kind of boring. Spirits are great. I think they are fun, I think they are cool, and they are amazing. Never really cared for Lightsworn. Are these statues? They're just kind of like, these are just kind of floodgates, aren't they? Kind of, I don't know, it's not really much of an archetype. Don't you just really put like one statue in a deck? Like, is it even possible to play with multiple statues? Thunder Dragons never really interested me. I like the original Thunder Dragon and the original Thunder Dragon Fusion, but let's say they're kind of boring. Jinzo is S tier. I think this is like Draco Slayer. I don't really care. Ghost Tricks are kind of whatever. Never really got around to learning them. TGs are cool. I don't know how the fuck anyone could ever summon Halberd Cannon. Like, you gotta have like a PhD in order to summon that card, and that's like a feat. They should like, I feel like if you summon Halberd Cannon in like any game, Konami should like mail you like an award or something like that. Like I feel like if you do that, like holy shit, dude, you're a legend. It's probably really easy. I have never been able to figure it out. Steel Swarms they're S tier. I love Steel Swarms. They're my favorite tribute archetype. I really like them. Trap Tricks, never really got around to them. Too waifu. Too cutesy. Kind of whatever. Trickstar also just kind of whatever for me. These guys, never really interested me. What are they, Super Quantals? Kind of boring. Never really been much of... I loved Power Rangers as a kid, but I don't know if I've ever really called myself like a Power Ranger like fanatic. So they're not really up my alley. Okay, here's a question I have. Where is Utopia here? Because I'm guessing this right here is Onomatopoeia, like Automots. So this is like ga ga ga, go go go. What's the other one? Do do do. Ga ga ga, go go go, do do do. Like those type of things in Onomatopoeia. Why would Utopia be slapped in with Onomatopoeia when you have like Odd Eyes separate from Performa Pals and stuff like that? Because you can make a deck that's just Utopia support without any Onomatopoeia cards at all. Like, you know, like just all like the Zexal weapons or whatever they're called. Just a bunch of those cards and like a bunch of like main deck like you know, like what was it, like the rank ups magics and stuff like that. You can make a deck that's entirely just Utopia like based. Like, why wouldn't that be separate if you have other cards that are separate? Like, for example, like Synchrons and Junk, they go pretty hand in hand for the most part. Why would you have like a Scraps and Synchrons and Stardust separate and then just slap Utopia on with Onomatopoeia? Weird. Because they definitely go together. It's just you can have them completely separate and they work just fine. Let's see, gadgets are cool. I don't know what this is. Gimmick puppets are... Where are they? I just saw him. Where is he? Yeah, gimmick puppet of strings. Heaven's strings. S tier. They are great. They are spooky and I like them. You know the Japanese name for a giant grinder is Giant Killer. And the Japanese name for his like a Chaos Ikshi's like a alternate version is Giant Serial Killer. That's pretty interesting. Umbral horrors are fun and cool. Weather painters are cute, cool, and they are fun. S tier. I like weather painters. They're also very good. Okay, like this thing, like Red Dragon Archfiend, and you have that card separate from Resonators, which are, where are they? Yeah, Resonators are right here, and then Red Dragon Archfiend is right here. This is just the main deck archetype that you use to go into Red Dragon Archfiend. These are together. Why you have them separate? But then, like Automatopoeia, yeah, I just slapped Keybowl Hope in there. I don't know why I'm so upset about that. These cards are, I remember thinking these cards were like, were so goddamn powerful as a kid. But, like, I think my brother used them, and he always kicked my ass with those cards. And I always, like, in the anime, in 5Ds, it was like everyone had so much trouble with, like, this, Skyfire deck. And then, like, you try to play it in real life, it's like, man, this sucks. This is really not that good. And, yeah, it's kind of sad. Cliffort, they are absolute, like, the lore for these cards is absolutely insane. This is back when Dual Terminal was going complete schizo mode. They're based on, like, the Jewish Tree of Death or something like that. They are insane. There's like so much crazy lore here. It's like one of those like a Skyrim like little Dark Age things. It's crazy. It's like that tier of like insanity. I don't know what these guys are. Something with K. They go in IDK. What the K stands for. Evolzar are fun. They are fun. Cloudians, I would say they're S tier. Cubics too. Cubics are also pretty cool. I don't really know anything about Cosmo. I wouldn't say I don't like him. I just haven't really gotten around to learning him. I'm just gonna put him in the whatever category. Exodia is S tier. Cool dude. I don't know if I'd ever actually play an Exodia deck, but he's pretty cool. This is Tindangle, right? Based on the Hounds of Tindalos. They are... Where did he go? Where did he go? What happened? He just disappeared. What happened? Was it doing that bullshit? Okay, yeah, I was doing that bullshit where it doesn't click on it. Yeah, they are, what did I say they are? They would be, I have them in Master Duel. I'd say they're pretty cool. I feel like I shouldn't have this many S tier cards. I feel like S tier should be a bit more exclusive, but I also feel like it'd be weird to like kind of purposely try to prevent myself from putting things in there, because there's a lot of archetypes I just genuinely like white. Why don't they give more cards the white treatment? Why don't they give more like hey, look at this old crappy normal monster that's hilariously bad. How about we give it like its own archetype and make it really, really good, and make it so you actually get use out of this like really crappy vanilla monster. It's like, holy shit, that's amazing. Now do it for like Dancing Elf or something like that. True Dracos are whatever. I don't care. I do not care. This True Dracos are pretty much why the whatever category was invented. Okay, Power Tool Dragon. Is this Morphtronics? Or is this just Power Tool Dragon? Yeah, this is Morphtronics. Which is kind of weird because Power Tool Dragon, like, I mean, it does fit into the Morphtronic archetype with like C and D tool or whatever it's called. I don't know if it really, like, you could pick a better Morphtronic card to represent the archetype, I feel like. Like Cellphon or something like that. Like a card that, like, when you think of Morphtronics, you think of Cellphon, mainly. No. Wait, hold on a second. Did I already do Weather Painters? What happened to that? Wait, what? Why are there 2 Weather Painters? Wait, what, huh? Okay, sure. Yeah, they're in there twice. I love them that much, apparently. Twilight Sworn. I actually like Twilight Sworn. I don't really care about Light Sworn, but I like Twilight Sworn. They are definitely fun. I like the banishing mechanic. Okay, Jin. Why are you here? First of all, isn't this card banned? And second of all, this is what you would call a series of cards. These are just like a bunch of ritual like support cards that let you banish them from the graveyard as like, you know, material for ritual monsters. So like incantations are like, they're an actual archetype that people use as a ritual engine, like pretty much entirely. This is literally just like a few like ritual support cards that kind of fall into the same category. I don't know if I'd call this an archetype. I like ritual monsters and I like these cards. I don't know, I'll just say they are, I'll say they are cool. I don't know if I can't bring myself to recognize them as an individual archetype. Necros are they're kind of boring. I don't know. They don't really interest me. Shiranui, kind of boring. I don't really care about them. Same with Prank Kids. I don't know. You'd think I'd really like them because I like tunes, but I don't know. They're just like, oh, get this card out and then you go into a Link monster. Woo! It's like, oh, okay. Maybe they're more like whatever. I don't really know much about them. I can't really say they're boring because, as I said, I don't really know a whole lot about them. Hieratics, they're just kind of big dragons. They're just kind of boring. Magician Girls are great. I think they are amazing. They are waifu cards. I will give you that, but they're cool. They are fun. I don't know anything about Unchained. I don't know. Because I recognize the card, so I can't put them like in the IDK category of like, I've never seen this card before. I don't know what that is. But I also just don't know how they work. I guess that's why the whatever category exists. So Guard Dragons. I don't really know how they work either. Yeah, this is a World Legacy right here. I don't know. They're just kind of like Final Fantasy, and I like Final Fantasy, so but they're just kind of like it's just like, oh look, it's Sword Guy and his friend Sword Guy and his other friend Magic Girl off on an adventure. Yippee! It's like, wow, I don't care. Elder Entities or whatever these guys are called, they are cool as hell. They have really fucking cool art. Koakimeru. Love the I like the story for these guys and they're pretty fun. I don't know if I can call them S tier though. I will say they're fun. Megaliths. I never really learned how to use them. All I know about them is the monster cards double as ritual cards. So okay, let me rephrase that. The ritual monsters can be used as ritual spells. It's like all I know about them. I haven't really learned too much about them aside from that. And I might not even be right in that assumption. Tenyies, I don't care. Let's just put them in whatever. Magispector 2, I never really learned about them. I kind of want to learn about them, like maybe when they actually get more than like 2 cards released in Duel Links, but whatever. Heroic Challengers. Heroic Challengers are fun as hell. Geshki is, it's kind of whatever. Actually, no, I'll just say they're kind of boring. I've played them before. I kind of know how they work. They just don't really interest me that much. I don't know who this is. Like, who is this? This can't be Constellar, right? It's near Subterror. Is this like Stellar Knight? Is that what this is? So why use a dragon, not like one of the knights? Is this Stellar Knights? I genuinely don't know. I think it's Stellar Knights though. If they are, I'm assuming it is. Boring. Don't really care about them. Black Scorpions are S tier. They need more cards as soon as possible. I have more S tier cards than I do cool or fun. Altergeist are cool. So this is Salamangrate. They're just kind of whatever. They're just kind of boring, actually, I'd say. Dragoonity, they're just kind of whatever to me. I don't know. I don't know. Just random, just dragon archetypes don't really interest me. If it's just like, look, it's a dragon. It's like I don't know. I can't bring myself to care. It's weird. Ice barriers are, what do ice barriers do? Like, can anyone even tell you what they do? I guess they're cool. Yeah, I'm rooting for them. I'm hoping that one day they become good. Wind-ups, they're not on screen right now. Now it's on screen. Look at them. Look at these guys. I think this is a character in Arms. This is that one, like a police guy from Arms. Like his little pet. That's what it looks like. He is S tier. Same with Gia. Love those guys. S tier. Alright, so it's been a day since the previous recording, and I've done some thinking and I've done some searching. So I made a list of all the archetypes that I thought I did not see on this list, and quite a few of them just happen to be these cards here, because I just don't recognize these particular cards. Like this card right here, this one. This is a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist card. I'm not familiar with this card because, as I said, I'm a Duel Links player mainly, so this card is not in Duel Links, so I do not recognize it. And I swear I have not seen it up until this point. I would say Brother of the Fire Fist are S tier. I like them. This is Cybers. This is Ladybug. I think it was moved up somewhere because I put it somewhere else before, but this is Cybers. This is Ladybug. S tier. Cybers are cool. This is Generator. I guess I put them in kind of whatever. I don't really know enough about them to have an opinion on them. This is Lovels. I did not know this. This is Lovels. I am not familiar with this card because, again, it is not in Duel Links. Lovels are fun. I think this is Light Pulsar? Like the, or Light Ray or whatever. That one, like, this series of cards where it's like retrains of cards like Light Ray Madur, Light Ray Diabolos. I guess they're cool. You know, they're retrains and all that. And I still don't really know these guys. I still don't know who these guys are. These guys are probably all moved around, and I don't really know where they were alphabetically, so I don't know these guys. And I think afterwards, after I'm done like sorting this all out, I'm gonna go through it again and kind of recheck my answers to see if I still, like, after I blitz through everything, I'm gonna go back and say, does this decision make sense? Do I really think like for example, do I really think like Jiracs are boring? Not really. They're kind of cool. I'd say they're fun. Jiracs are fun. They're simple. They're kind of basic synchro stuff. They're pretty cool. Oh wait, actually, before I go into it, there are some cards that I noticed that aren't on the list actually, and some of them might just be me. Like, it might be another situation where, like, I think it's not on the list, but in reality, there's just some card in here that I do not recognize, and that list would be monks. I do not think monks are here. That would be like a monk fighter, master monk, Chusuke the mouse fighter. Black belt, and was it like lone warrior or something like that? Lone wolf, one of those type of cards. It's like, it is a series. It's like a series of like rock monsters, and they're related. I'd say they're more of an archetype than in Mado, but they're not here. I'd also say Huge Revolution. That would be oppressed people, people running about, United Resistance, and Huge Revolution. I don't see that here. Sambel, the Sambel-Rizabel kind of combo with a Hypno-Sister and Transfamiliar. It's more of a series, but they are kind of related. They have very similar summoning mechanics. And another one that I'm kind of surprised isn't here is Water Dragons. I don't see Water Dragon here. And that's an archetype. Like, Water Dragon is an archetype. There's also Fishborg. I do not see Fishborg here. There's Mummies, which technically are kind of like a series, because a lot of the mummy cards, like Deslakuta, Giant Axe Mummy, Royal Keeper, or is it Royal Guard? I think it's Royal Keeper. And what else? Wandering Mummy. Cards like that, where there are a bunch of zombie monsters, and also Poison Mummy. Poison Mummy fits in there too. But a bunch of monsters where the effect is they flip themselves face down. Like, they can flip themselves face down, then they have flip effects. It's like a series. There are a bunch of flip zombies. And Wandering Mummy is Giant Axe Mummy are kind of supposed to be like, you know, you flip them all face down, you move them around, and then if your opponent attacks in a giant axe moment, they take a whole bunch of damage. It's supposed to be the strategy. So it's kind of an archetype. It's kind of like a series. I mean, there's not really a core connection between them, but there's definitely like a strategy there. It's one of those like early series of cards. Cyberdark. I do not see Cyberdarks here. I guess you could say Cyberdarks are connected with Cyber Dragons, but I would say they're separate enough. From what I know about Cyberdarks and Cyber Dragons, they don't really mix that well, because Cyberdarks require you to have dragons in the graveyard, and Cyber Dragons are machine types, so I don't think they really mix that well anyways. There is the Queen's Knight, King's Knight, and Jack's Knight series, though I don't really know if they got a lot of the... Because it was all the new support that they got, and that might have come after this chart was made. I tried to not like write down stuff that I presumed might have come out after this chart was made. But I feel like if you're going to include in Mado, you should probably include like, you know, Jack's Knight, King's Knight, Queen's Knight, was it Joker's Knight? Sylvans. Now, again, I think Sylvans are probably the highest contender for being a card that is on here that I just do not recognize one of the monsters for. Creator. Like The Creator, which is kind of like a small series. There's Herald of the Creator, which is vaguely related. Then there's Creator Incarnate. Then there's The Creator. And then there's the Dark Creator, which is a dark retrain, which has nothing to do with the archetype, really. But it's really mainly like those three cards. And again, it's one of those things where I would never really say Creator is an archetype. But if we're going to include in Mado, then it's like, okay, at that point, we've kind of thrown some logic out of the window. I would say if you're going to count that as an archetype, you can probably count the Creator as an archetype, if it's just, 2 or 3 cards. Sphinx. Like Andros. There's 2 different kinds of Sphinx archetypes. There's the Andros one from the Pyramid of Light movie. And then there is the Exod Master? Yeah, Exod Master of the Guard. There's the Exod Master of the Guard Sphinx archetype, which is like those 2 rock Sphinx monsters, and also Guardian Sphinx, where they're all like a flip monster related. That's kind of like a series. Prediction Princess. So Prediction Princess was in Arc 5. It was used by, I don't know what the English name was. Like, her Japanese name was really funny. It was like Ho-chan Mieru, which is like a very obvious, like blatant pun, which is literally just translates to I can see the future, which is kind of funny. But she had that archetype. So that was an Arc 5 archetype. So you'd assume that... Because we have stuff up until like Vrain's archetypes. It's possible that you know, those cards got printed after Vrain's got released, but it's kind of weird that they're not here. Again, I could be missing something, but there's also ice counters. That's kind of a series. Like there's quite a few cards that kind of play on ice counters. Or is it snow counters? It's one of those things. Divine Dragons, that's kind of a series. Shindy, like Divine Dragon Ragnarok, Divine Dragon Apocryphia, Divine Dragon Aqua Bazaar, Divine Dragon like Exalion. That one like level 5 dragon monster that gains effects based on the amount of copies of itself you have in your graveyard. Because those cards are kind of like a series. They're tied into like, was it Lord of D? Because, you know, Divine Dragon Ragnarok and that guy fuses into, like, was it Lord of Dragon? And also, like, was it Lady Witch of Dragon Magic or something? And that one Ikshi's monster was, like, Dragon Jin, like, Lady of Dragons, whatever it's called. And I think, judging by the Japanese names, I think Keeper of Dragon Magic is also related in that series. It's kind of like it's like a hidden series. One of those things that you wouldn't kind of notice, but I think there's, like, it's kind of like an archetype. But yeah, that's a list. Let's move on. Now that that's done. Let's see. What do I do first? Naturia, S tier. I love Naturia. They are fun and they are very cool. I like the art style. I think they are great. Flamvell are fun. I like the idea. They just kind of... I think I just have a tendency to root for underdog archetypes. That's probably why Gen X is like so high up there, because that's like one of the worst archetypes. Did you know that like lore-wise, at least I think this, from what I remember hearing, in dual terminal lore, The Jiracs were at war with the Fableds, and at some point that war culminated with Jirac Meteor destroying both of them. Like, it killed off all the Fableds and all the Jiracs. And I think from the ashes, Neo Flamvel Origin arose. Like, that was like the Flamvels, the Neo Flamvels arose from that battle, from the ashes of that war. And I think that's kind of funny because imagine your entire nation dying, and the only legacy you're left with is Flamvels. That's gotta be fucking tragic, dude. Gemini. I love Gemini. I love Gemini. They suck, and I love them. When I was a kid, for some reason I thought that Gemini were like so overpowered. I don't know how I got that idea. So Gemini monsters are already like nerfed as hell by their own effects because, you know, the normal monsters on the field, when you first normal summon, and you have to normal summon them again in order to actually get their effects. But as a kid, for some reason I was like, man, this card is so goddamn powerful. It probably has another nerf where when it's normal summoned again, it locks you out of a monster zone. I thought that you had to select a different monster zone and say, okay, it's also normal summoned in this monster zone. Like, oh, it's a Gemini, so it takes up 2 spots too. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine if Geminis not only required the double summon, but also took up 2 monster zones? That would be absurd. That would be terrible. I think I like Fur Hires, but only because of their name. Now I don't even know if that I can hold that standard because Fur Hire is like the English localization of the Japanese name. I think the Japanese name is just like, it's like Thunderfang or something like that. It's just kind of like a very generic name. Like, if it's not Fur Hire, it's just a very generic series of like warrior characters who are furries. But if you see them as Fur Hire, then it's like a hilarious, like goofy gang of like cutesy animal characters who are like mercenaries, and it's adorable. So I don't know how I can rank them because their name being Fur Hire is like one of the main reasons why I like them. I don't know. I'll say they are fun. Battery men are cool. I don't know if I said this before, but when I was a kid, I had this was like when Yu-Gi-Oh was like early 2000s. I had the God cards. Me and my brother did. And we rode on the bus to school. And some kid was like, he told us, hey, I have some cards that are even stronger than the God cards. And we're like, holy shit. How is that possible? I was like, yeah, they're new cards. They're so amazing. They're like super God cards. I'm like, oh my god. He's like, hey, if you give me your God cards, I'll give you these cards. I'm like, holy shit, we gotta go for this deal. So we gave him our God cards, and he gave us some Battery Men cards. He gave us a couple of Battery Men, and we ended up having to like you know, our mom got involved and she yelled at them and was like, give my damn kids their cards back, and we got our God cards back, but that was kind of funny. Hands are pretty basic Ixchi's archetype, I think, but just the fact that they are hands makes them pretty cool. Actually, let's just say they're cool. They're pretty basic. I need more stuff in the cool category. Same with Aqua Actress. They are cool. They need more cards. Melodious. I like Melodious. They are kind of they're pretty fun. They're like a spammy like fusion archetype. And I really like their aesthetic. They kind of remind, this is kind of weird, but for some reason they remind me of that one like a mini like part of a Toontown, like Minnie's Melody Land, whatever it was called. I don't know, something about the aesthetic really reminds me of like that area in Toontown. So this video is already getting to a point where it's starting to slow down my computer, so we're going to do a bit of a lightning round. ABC Dragon, I do not know why they're separate from VWXYZ, but I'm going to say they're unions, so they're fun. Ancient Gear, I like the aesthetic, but the kind of straightforward play style is kind of boring to me. Cool. Battle Wasps, Battle Wasps, they are, I would say they're fun. Sky Strikers, I do not care. Too waifu-y. Agents, they are, I would say they're fun. Aliens are cool. Definitely cool. Archfiends are, let's see, they're cool and fun. Armed dragons are fun. Because it's like they're big scary dragons, but the fact that they are level monsters kind of boosts them up for me. Artifacts are fun. Atlanteans are... There's gonna be so much stuff in the fun category. They are fun. Blackluster Soldier is cool and fun. S tier. Good archetype. Kind of classic. Ritual monsters and all that. Bujinji are... they're kind of whatever for me. Photon Butter Spies they're cool. Chaos are they're kind of boring to me. Coach Trainers they're cool, but they need more cards. Constellar are fun. There's so many. Have you ever noticed that there's so many goddamn cards that are just based on stars? Crystron are cool. Are they cool or fun? It's either. They are fun. The actual style of what they look like isn't really that interesting to me, but you know, just the synchro kind of spammy stuff is pretty cool. Let's see. Cyber Angels they are S tier. Classic ritual stuff. Destiny Heroes are cool. Dangers, they have Bigfoot, so they are automatically an S tier. Dark Magician is S tier. Classic. He's like one of the coolest boss monsters that like any of the protagonists have ever had. Dark World is cool, just because of the that one part of GX bumped him up. Otherwise, it would be whatever. DDD are I don't know. They're kind of whatever for me. Kind of like, because I know I know enough about DDD. I play them in Duel Links, but there's so much to DDD that I can pretty confidently say that I do not really know enough about them. Different Dimension they are cool. So wait, I'd say they're yeah, let's just say they're cool. Dino Mist they're kind of whatever for me. Like, they're pendulums, but they're just kind of like dinosaurs, big guys. I don't know. Dinosaurs are like actual core dinosaurs. I'd say they are. I can respect dinosaurs. Dino Wrestlers, honorary S tier. They are pretty goofy and they are fun. Jin. Does this even... Because this is like an extra deck archetype. I would say they are cool. I don't know what you... I've kind of tried to build them in... I refuse to put this up there. They are trains. Heroes. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a huge comic book fan. I have a whole bunch of comic books, and the fact that heroes kind of disappoint me in the fact that they don't really commit to the like Western comic style. Like, at some point they're like, whatever, let's make them like Sentais, and it's like, oh, so you're not gonna like actually try to go for an actual theme? It's like, nah. From here on out, they're just kind of like they're just more like Japanese superheroes. It's like, oh, and I don't know. For some reason, I always kind of like, I always feel like I got bait and switched by heroes, because like the first few cards, like first normal monsters, like Bubble Man, Avian. A lot of those cards look like, kind of comic book heroes, but then from then on, it's just like Sunriser and all those guys. They just look like Power Rangers. These guys are they're cool. Empowered, they're pretty cool. I refuse to put this guy up here. Evil heroes are S tier because of that one part of GX. Like, that ending arc of GX was so fucking good. Everything related to it automatically is S tier. Evil Swarm are cool. They're kind of weird though in terms of how they play. Fire Kings are whatever for me. I like them if they're used with Yubel, because Yubel is awesome because related to GX. But Fortune Ladies, I really like Carly Carmine. I think she was an amazing character. I think she probably, honestly, I think she, no, I can't say that, it's a spoiler. But the actual style, the actual play style for them never really interested me, so I will say they are cool. Like, I'm more of a fortune fairy type of guy. Frogs are cool. Actually, I'd say they are, in terms of like classic like Death's Frog, I'd say they're S tier. Like, a lot of that stuff is so goofy. Photons are just kind of big scary dragons. They're kind of boring to me. Gondara is weird. In Duel Links, I spent like I put a lot of effort into summoning Gondara 100 times. Because his effect is so weird. And so I summoned him 100 times, and I got the mat. I had this Gondara deck that I used. Like a whole bunch of trap cards and like all that stuff. And then they limited, they got a new Gondor card and this overpowered skill, and now Gondor is limited to like 1, and it's like, oh shit, you just ruined everything for me. Stromberg is S tier, even though it is used for very evil things in Duel Links, used for criminal activity. Gorgonics are, they're kind of, I kind of like the idea of them, but I don't know, in action they're just kind of whatever. Goki are cool. The playstyle is kind of just like early Link stuff, like when they're just kind of like, oh, just summon your entire hand and then go into like a billion Link monsters. Gravekeepers are cool. Actually, I'd say Gravekeepers are like S tier. They have a theme and they stick with it, and they are like classic, and I don't know, they're really cool. Goyo, I like Goyo. Goyo is S tier. Gradles are cool. Because they're like aliens. They're like gray aliens are cool. Gren Maju, I would say, is kind of whatever. Pretty boring. Gusto is fun. I've tried using them in Duel Links, but they don't really have a lot of the cards that give them in the graveyard, I'm guessing. They're just kind of awkward. Let's see. Hazy Flame is fun. Harpies, Duel Links kind of ruin these guys for me, so I will say they are boring. Heretics or Heraldic Beasts are fun as hell. Adignister, S tier. Cool and fun. Infernity. Infernity is kind of, it's kind of boring for me. I don't know, I never really got into it. Invoked is boring. Insectors are fun. I'm not really a Common Rider fan, so I don't really get a lot of the references. Iron Chain is cool. Actually, Iron Chain is S tier. Junk. I really like Junk. Kaijus are, they're kind of whatever for me. Karakuri are also kind of whatever. Crawlers are cool and fun. I will say they're S tier. Like, they're flip monsters, they're bugs, they are cool in my book. Machina are, they're just kind of whatever for me. Because I don't really know. Actually, let's just say they're boring. I don't know. They never really, because I kind of know how they work. Magnets are kind of, they're kind of boring. Majestic Mechs. Does this count as, this is like a vague series. So that just kind of bumps them up in my book, but I will say, I'll say they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun to work with, because they're such a loose archetype. Malefics are, I'd say they're cool. I haven't seen the movie yet. I really want to see the movie, like the Bonds Beyond Time. But, you know, they're big scary dragons, but the way they work, their summoning mechanics makes them pretty cool. Actually, I'd say they're fun. Because the summoning mechanics of like how they work is very unique, very cool, and that makes them cool in my book. Ninjas are fun. Ninjas are fun. Masked heroes. I got it. Like they're common. They're like these are the poster child for Sentai superhero like elemental hero type characters. So I will kind of say, but like, yeah, they're kind of boring because I don't even know if that counts as an archetype. It's just like one summoning mechanic. This is, I'm guessing, Math Mechs, and they are I don't know anything about them. Mayakashi they're kind of boring in my eyes. Phantom Beasts are kind of I'd say they're fun. I don't really care for the style that they have, the aesthetic that they have, but like the play style is kind of kooky. Mech Knights are whatever in my book. Let's see. Mech Lords. I will say they are... I don't know. I'd say they're fun. Let's say they're fun for now. Mermails they kind of bore me. Metal Foes. They're fun. They're begrudgingly fun because they're kind of like a meta archetype, but I like pendulums, so I have to put them up there. I do not really know what these guys do. Aren't they just kind of like related to Endymion or something like that? Neos. I like Neospatians, but we've kind of gone so far away from them. They would be S tier, but the fact that we don't really use much Neospatians and Neospatians don't really get a whole lot of support anymore kind of makes them kind of just cool. Nephthys, I really only like them when they're used with Yubel, so otherwise they're just kind of boring. Nimbles are goofy and cool and fun, and they are they're S tier because they are cool looking. They're just a bunch of small little guys having a ball. Numbers, like, how do you categorize numbers? It's not really. Is that really? Does it count? Does that count as an archetype? I mean, I like the idea of numbers. I don't know. There's a lot of number cards I like, so they're honorary S tier. Go go go, do do do, ga ga ga, S tier. These cards are fun because they're just a bunch of trap monsters, and trap monsters are pretty cool. Penguins are S tier. They are goofy, they are kooky, and they are barrels of fun. Not buckets, barrels. Perform Mage are cool. I had never really learned how they work. Outside of, like, you know, how they were shown in the anime. And sometimes the anime can be kind of deceiving as to how stuff works. Normal monsters and tokens in honorary cool in my book. Sacred Beasts, S tier. Because, as I said, they are related to the last part of GX. Well, not the last part, you know what I mean. Related to around, like, that one part of GX, so they are automatic S tier. Phantom Beasts are cool. Jar of Greed, kind of greed archetype, pots and jars, and, like, I mean, let's just say it's jars and pots and stuff like that, S tier. Like, you know, like a morphing jar, like a aroma jar, all that stuff. Predaplant, they're just kind of whatever for me. I like the character that used them in Arc 5, but these cards, spellbooks are also kind of whatever. Psy-frames they're pretty cool. Just because they're psychic, but I never really gotten to use them. Raccoons are S tier. They are cute, goofy, and a bunch of fun. Red Dragon Archfiend is kind of boring to me. Kind of same with Red Eyes. Relinquished, or Sacrifice in the Japanese version. S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier, hands down S tier. What is this? Reptilian. They're cool. Resonators, for this sake, let's put them with Red Dragon Archfiend. Scraps are kind of whatever in my book. Ancient Heroes. They kind of remind me of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist because they're also based on like one of those like Chinese epics. So, but I don't really know how they work, so let's just put them in cool. Sharks they're kind of boring to me. These guys, I don't really know how they work. Like, I know some of the cards, I don't really know how they work as a strategy. Shinobirds, they're kind of whatever for me. I don't know why. I could not tell you why. Simorg is fun. It's Big Bird. Big Bird. Big Bird cool. Big Bird good. Six Samurai are boring. Speedroids. Speedroids are... I'd say they are fun. No, let's say they're S tier. I just honorary. I gotta put them in there. I like the style. I like the play. I like synchros, so they gotta be. Is this spellbooks too? I thought we already did spellbooks. Or did they separate spellbooks and prophecy? Is that what they did? Did they do that? Why would they do that? Yeah. Okay. Look at right here. Why would you do that? Why would you separate these guys? No, they're boring. Spellbooks and I don't know. They never really interested me. Let's see. Stellar Knights are... What are they called? Stellar something. Star Seraphs? Star Seraphs. They're kinda whatever for me. They have a chair, but I don't know. Stardust Dragon. It's kind of boring. Like, really, I love 5Ds, but, you know. Cool just because it's a flip thing, but I don't know, they're just also kind of big scary dragons, and I do not have any interest in playing them and learning how they work, so let's just put them in whatever. Summoned Skull, I refuse to put him up there because he is an Archfiend. Triamids are, cool. Is this like VFD or something? Boring. Ultimate Athletes, I never really learned how to play them, but I assume they're fun, but for now let's just put them in whatever, because if I don't know about them, I haven't really taken time to learn about them. Umbrella Horrors are S tier. They're pretty fun when they get to work. They're just kind of like a nifty Ixchi's engine. Vendreads, I don't know, I like the style, but let's say they're cool. Venoms are S tier. Need more support. Again, kind of related to the last part of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, so S tier. Vision Heroes, boring. Volcanics are fun. Again, related to like the last part of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. S tier. These guys are fun. They are just big kind of robot guys, but they are unions, so they are fun. Violons are fun. Watts are cool and fun. They are used for very evil things in Duel Links, but they are goofy and I like them. X-Sabers are kind of boring to me. Yangjing, they're kind of whatever. Yosenju are fun as hell. I do not know who this guy is. Zombies, I like a lot of zombies, so they are S tier. And we're actually getting Zodiacs. I never really learned them. Don't really care to. They are whatever. And Shadal's also kind of never really learned them. Kind of whatever. And that is the chart for now. I'm going to go back and look over things and see what I still believe in, what I don't believe in, and then we're going to close on out. Alright, so I think I agree with most of this stuff. I did move Cyber Angels from S tier to fun because, I mean, I like the play style. I think they're fun, but the style is just kind of basic, if you ask me. You know, they are kind of cool looking, but I don't know if they're S tier cool looking. And also, when I was recording, I forgot to say this, but I realized that this is Flower Guardians, and they are S tier. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I don't want to spend too long on this, and for the most part, I don't want to overthink things, so I'm just going to say that this is what we have. And just, you know, for a reminder, these are just my absolute dog shit opinions. And they're completely opinion based, and not like, for example, a lot of the cards I think are boring, I think are really fucking good archetypes. Like, for example, Infernity is a good archetype. It's got a cool style. It's just not my thing. A lot of these cards are just really good, really powerful. If you play these perfectly fine, you're probably really cool. They're just not decks that I enjoy playing. That's really how this is categorized. In terms of what stuff I like, it just subjectively. Not saying like, oh man, Dragon Mage, they suck. If you play Dragon Mage, you're stupid. No, nothing like that. Well, I pretty much like every single archetype. I think they're all cool. You know, no matter how they're played, I really like the game and all that. So that was it. That's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier list. I'd say it was pretty fun, you know. I'd like to be able... It's kind of made me want to play, like, to actually make a dueling video or actually, like, get to play a game. But as I said before, Master Duel is kind of being a pain in the ass for me for recording. I mean, I could try, like, a wide Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, but, you know, we'll see how that works. I might try that. I might try, like, I don't know, streaming something, trying a different recording software, whatever. We'll see how things work out. But for now, that's the end of this video. So, guess I'll see you in the next one, whatever that is.